Hey, what's up? It's Rick here, and late casual Friday here. It's been a busy, past day here between Halloween being yesterday and then, of course, the iPad Air launching today. I hope you guys had a great Halloween, by the way. I know me and my family did. A great time last night. And then, of course, I ordered online the iPad Air for in-store pickup today. This was a very different launch for me for Apple. Used to the crowds, used to the big hoopla where you go to the Apple store and there's people lined up and the employee comes out before they open up and they're like, yeah, rah, rah, and doing the whole cheerleading thing. None of that. It was really, really quiet. Two lines. They had one line for people like myself who had ordered the night before, and I'd venture to say maybe six people were in line at most, and then a line for those who hadn't ordered, and that line was maybe about 10 to a max 15 people deep. And like I said, it was just really quiet. I got there literally maybe 6 minutes before the store opened up. So that gives you kind of some perspective here. It was a really quiet launch. And not without its faults. I mean, I'm a little disappointed to say this was not the typical Apple experience where you kind of feel like it's all white gloves and really catered towards you as the consumer. I had ordered, as I say, the night before or at 12 midnight, got my email that the order was processing at 12:02 in the morning. And I never got an email that said it was ready for pickup. So I went down to the store, went to go get it. And the Apple employees were like, well, look, if you didn't get an order pickup notification, then you just got to wait. And maybe it's better if you just leave and then come back. I'm like, leave? I don't want to leave. I mean, I drove all the way out here. And also, what's the point of ordering online if you can't pick it up? And I knew they had stock because if I looked at my phone for Apple Store, it said they had stock. So a couple of people or a couple of employees actually stated that. It was a very different vibe. And for the first time ever, it really made me question the direction or the focus that Apple may or may no longer have on the consumer. So I just hope that was a one-off thing, and we'll file that one away and see what happens in the future. Long story short, I was about ready to cancel my order and just say, okay, I'll get in the other line because I know you have stock. And even the employee told me, we have stock. So I didn't know what the big deal was. But as I was ready to cancel my order, it processed. So it was available for pickup after all. And I got my iPad and here it is. It's in the smart case, which I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. You'll see a review on this from me pretty soon. Really overpriced for what it is, and it's not without its faults. These buttons on the side are a bit difficult to press. But again, I like this quite a bit. Remember, I came from an iPad third generation, so jumping to this and the iPad Air is definitely a jump for me. And we'll see what happens when the Mini with Retina comes out. If I'm going to pick one of those up, probably so. Because, a lot of people have said, oh, it's so thin, you don't have to worry about the Mini with Retina. Not the case. They both definitely have their benefits, especially if you like to travel light. Because the Mini, remember, even though it's as thin, it's definitely lighter and it's definitely smaller. So they both serve their purposes quite well. Let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway. I'm going to get straight to it without further ado, and then we'll do a little bit more on Casual Friday next week. So Johnny Bravo, you're going to get the hard candy cases. This is the triple slider. So Johnny Bravo, congrats to you. All you got to do is reach out to me, full name, real full name, and your shipping address, and I'll get that out to you. Remember, I will be shipping everything out next week. So that's the first week in November, today being November 1st. I'll ship everything out from this past month. And then as we begin to announce these new giveaways, which this one for this week is the flip book for the iPhone 5C by Poetic. If you want in on this, leave one comment down below and tell me, do you partake, if you're in the US and you celebrate Thanksgiving, do you partake in the big shopping event known as Black Friday? And if you do, what do you have your eyes on to pick up this year if you do? Now, one of the things, and I said this was really rough, I don't really have this planned out, but because we are doing this on the fly, I want to answer some of the questions that you guys had from last week, and just a couple of them here. So Gabriel Serrano, you had asked, what is the best portable gaming system in your opinion? I'm going to assume that you mean the current portable gaming system. And if we're talking about that, really, in my opinion, you got to narrow it down to either PlayStation Vita or the Nintendo 3DS. And I got to tell you, I've got both. For me personally, it's got to be the Nintendo 3DS, 3DS XL. For me, 3DS, 3DS XL, either or. And I suppose you could throw the 2DS in there too, but I'd say 3DS or 3DS XL. So many good games on that now. It took a while for that system to find its legs, but now it's got a series of good games coming out, as well as just released in Pokemon X and Y. You've got the new Zelda game. You've got a number of Mario games, a whole bunch of other good stuff. Vita's good too. Don't knock that system at all. But if I had to choose just one, it'd be the Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL. Let me just do another scan here real quick and see if I have any other questions. Somebody had asked on here, and I apologize, I remember seeing it, but I don't have their name to call out here. They'd asked what I did for a living. These videos, it's not my source of income. This is basically what I do, in my own personal time or my spare time that I've got. I enjoy filming these videos, and so I like doing them for you guys. I like engaging with you guys and doing that sort of thing. But I am a project manager for a high-tech company, and that's what I do in my full-time. So that's kind of like my full-time, pay the bills, keep the lights on sort of job. And so that's what I do. I think that's all I'm going to do for this week. I will roll over some of your questions into next week. Again, with Halloween being yesterday, iPad Air being today, and just so much stuff going on, I didn't have a whole lot of time to plan this. But again, remember, Johnny Bravo, you got the triple slider, so reach out to me. And then if you want the Poetic Flip Book for the iPhone 5C, all you got to do is leave one comment down below. I'll announce who gets it next week, and that does it. So happy November, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.